Welcome back to consecutive day 561 of a Diary of a Runpreneur. Please remember that this vlog is part of the Runpreneur Challenge, which is my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon. So to find out more about that challenge, how you can support it, check the links in the comments below. Do subscribe to the channel, as any ad revenue we generate will be donated to the charities we support. And if you'd be so kind to give this a share, the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise. Thanks for your support, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 561, Diary of a Runpreneur, and we're going to start with a bit of a controversial one today. I tested positive for COVID this morning, so you're probably thinking, why am I out running? And I did have that kind of inner debate, should I go out for my run today or should I not? And I would have probably done laps of the house again, but it's still a bit of a building site following the renovations that have gone on. So I looked it up, and on the NHS guidance website, it says on the page, if you test positive for COVID, it says, do exercise outdoors away from others. So, and a big tick next to it. So obviously the rules change so quickly, but since they've slackened, clearly you're allowed to exercise outdoors away from others. So hence I'm on a country road away from others, and yeah, I'm out exercising, out doing my runs, so I'll be able to do my runs throughout this. Now, I feel fine. Interestingly, I have been talking this week about having symptoms, and I've been testing. I think I've done 6 tests this week, and it was only the 6th one that seemed to sense a very, very faint positive line on the lateral flow test. But nonetheless, there's no getting away. It's definitely positive, and it's definitely COVID. So I have been taking precautions this week, even though I was still showing as negative. I knew I had a little bit of something on my chest or my throat, so I was keeping my distance from people. Even though me and my wife were away for a few days in the Cotswolds, it was a lot of outdoor walks and kind of away from people, which was nice in many respects. So yeah, so that's the big news today. I have been working at home. I'm back to work today, and it's always that kind of inevitable, the kind of all the stuff that kind of backs up when you're not there. No matter how systemised your business is, you always get an in-tray of when you come back. I think that's just the kind of standard procedure whenever you go away and you run a business. But running perspective, I managed to get my runs done whilst I was away. I'm still running now. Obviously I've got COVID now and I'm still running through it, so fingers crossed it doesn't get any worse than this. And I'm quite pleased with that, because some people get horrendous symptoms with COVID, almost, to the extent where they cause you major issues, and I know more than any with my oldest son having long COVID. But fingers crossed, I seem to be able to still function. I think I'd say I've probably been as low as maybe 80 to 85% functionality, and if that's the worst that COVID does to me, then I feel very, very fortunate, because obviously I know there's so many people that have had horrendous symptoms, my son included. But I was trying to kind of debate this in my mind, and why does COVID seem to affect certain people differently? Well, I don't think there's any right or wrong answer. I think it's just people's immunity and immune systems are very different. Some people are fortunate to have an immune system which is more kind of tolerable to COVID. Others don't, and I think that's the reality of it. And I did think about this, and there's probably no science behind it. I'm certainly no medical professional, but I did think about, every time you get ill, what generally happens? Well, if you get a fever, you sweat, so you're excreting, the illness from your body. You either have a snotty nose if you get a cold, or a cough, or a sneeze. So again, you're excreting the kind of bacteria or the bugs of the illness. People get stomach bugs, have diarrhea or sickness, again, excreting the illness from your body. And the only thing I can come up with is that maybe, just maybe, this running, consecutive days running, is really helping me, because I'm proactively sweating every day. Now obviously through the winter months, some people probably never sweat, because it's blooming cold and you wrap up warm and you don't sweat anywhere near as much as you would if you were doing a regular run. So maybe, just maybe, the fact that I'm running every day I'm proactively sweating daily, maybe I'm excreting the bad bugs and illnesses from my body proactively before they kind of take a real grip around my body, maybe. So that's my very uneducated opinion, but it's a maybe. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that anyway. So yeah, back to work today, and yeah, it's always one of those things. Fortunately, there's been some good stuff happen while I've been away, with more investor leads coming in, good stuff happening with the team, and I was just picking up on things and just catching back up. So I'll hopefully be back in full swing again tomorrow. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know many entrepreneurs that can go away, and I did switch off and then come back to no in-tray. Yeah, I think we always have an in-tray when we go away. But anyway, so I've touched on my personal situation with both myself and my wife now positive. Hopefully, I think we've got to have 2 negative test results on consecutive days before we can get back into normality. So I've got people doing shopping. It seems weird that I'm actually allowed to come out and run. Granted, there's nobody near me, as you can see. But it seems weird that I then have to rely on like my parents and stuff to go to the shop and get some food supplies and things. But you know, just got to follow the guidance and do your best to protect others. But I think this running, hopefully, is helping me through COVID, and it certainly helps me mentally process the kind of challenges that the last week or so has presented. So that's it for me today anyway. As always, please remember that this vlog is part of the Runpreneur Challenge, which is my fundraising mission to save the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon. Find out more about the challenge, how you can support it, check the links in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, as any ad revenue we generate will be donated to the charities we support. And if you're being so kind to give this a share, the more people we get in front of, the more money we raise. Thanks for your support. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.